Hi, welcome to day 3 of the Biz Foundations Challenge. I'm a little bit late this morning because my kids did not want to cooperate. They I got one here breastfeeding while Facebook Living. Love it. Okay, so today we're talking all about understanding your ideal client. So yesterday we talked about like your business goals and kind of like what you want your ideal life to be, which is super cool. But if you're anything like me, you probably have a list of like 20 things you want to do. You have a lot of goals and a lot of things that you want to achieve in the next 1 to 3 years. And so here's how to kind of start to filter out what you're going to start with. And we're going to go over some filters today. Tomorrow we're going to do another one, and then the day after, so that you can start to make more of a profit in your business. That's kind of like the goal of this whole challenge, is for you to start to turn more of a profit in your business and build a business that feels really good to you. Hey, here she is. Ah! Okay, so the filter that we're going to create today is your ideal client. If you guys know me, you know that I love doing ideal client work because it is so much fun. Hi, Delcy. How are you? So as you're coming on, just say hi in the chat bar. Okay, so if you know me, you know that I love doing ideal client work because I think that working from a place of knowing your ideal client allows you to not only build a business that's profitable, right? Because your ideal clients are the ones that are going to pay you. So you want to know who they are so you can talk to them so that you can validate and make money, right? But I think more than that, like think about ideal client work as the people that are going to give you energy. These are the people that are your ideal clients that you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that I get paid to do this. Okay. So it's way more than about just money, right? It's about building the business that supports you and that works for you. And of course, like obviously because of the online market, like it's a huge space online, right? So when you're talking to that one ideal client online, that's how you get more of a following. You start to attract the right people to you, is if you're talking to that one person. So don't be afraid if you're going through this exercise and you're like, oh my gosh, but I can't only single out one person. Remember that talking to that one person is what's going to help you to get in front of the right people. Otherwise, it starts to just get really fuzzy amongst everybody that's around. Okay, so let's dig right into the ideal client work. Hold on, I'm looking at my notes. Okay, so I broke it down into 2 basic categories, right? So the first category is demographics. So that's like age, gender, marital status, do they have kids, kind of like where are they in their life, right? And the general basic information. I feel like when people talk about ideal client avatar, when people talk about ideal client work, this is where it stops. And we're missing like a whole other side that we could be tapping into, right? In your content, on your sales letters, landing pages, everywhere. And it's everything about the psychology of your ideal client. So yesterday you talked about what matters to you. What matters to your ideal client, the person that lights you up to work with them. It might not be the same exact thing that you are excited about, but it might be something slightly different. What problems are keeping them up at night? This is something that a lot of people, you'll hear them ask in surveys and things like that, but I think like having just a real serious conversation with your ideal client is a much, much smarter way to get these answers, right? Because when you just ask on a survey, it's kind of like, well, I've had the time to think through things. I might not be as open and honest. And if you give me 3 bullets, well, I have to choose one of them, right? Instead, if you have a conversation, you can kind of start to really see what's going on with them and where more problems might be that they might not have even identified, right? Which is kind of part of coaching as well. So, what do they want to achieve, or what problem do they need to solve, like have to solve right now? And what makes them super excited? What motivates them? And what is holding them back from solving this problem? So those are some of the psychology type questions, or like getting into their head a little bit more rather than just the demographics. And then the key is like to use this information, right? So if you don't have, if you haven't, done this foundational work for your ideal client, it's a really good time to go and start doing this, or like reflect back on past clients and kind of where they were at when they started working with you. Get out there and ask, for some interviews and ask to interview them. Like I said, this is just really scratching the surface. I do a 2-hour intensive on this, and we go way, way, way deeper than this. But I think this is a good place to start, and a really, really good foundation for you to start thinking about also the psychology of your ideal clients. And this is what you're going to use as another filter, right? So like, if let's say you want to create a product, right? Like let's say you want to create a course on, I don't know, let's say you want to create a course on diaper changing, okay? And it's like for cloth diapers. Like let's say it's that. Well, does that matter to your ideal client? Like you would then go through and use this as a filter, right? Like, is this something that is keeping them up at night? Is this stressing them out? Like, who would be ideal for this? Would it be more the pregnant woman or the woman that already has had the kid? Like, that's where the filter comes in, okay? And then go and talk to them and see if this is something they truly want. And I use this on a big scale, like to create my whole business, and I use it on a smaller scale as well, like to anything smaller that I'm creating. So like when I created the Supermom Sanity, which I'm going to be changing the name on, but the group coaching program around Trello and organizing and systems, I made sure that people wanted it before I created it. So that's kind of how you would start that process, and it saves you so much time and so much money from going down the wrong rabbit holes if you just ask them, okay? So that is what we're talking about today. If you have any questions, just go ahead and drop them in here at any point. I'm not really seeing anything on here. I don't know if I'm even live. But if anything comes up, just go ahead and type it down here, and I'll answer any questions that you guys have. And I can't wait to talk to you soon. Okay, we're gonna hopefully go take a nap. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. Say bye.